Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis for big mega cap stocks. So show your support by hitting that thumbs up button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, and that means a lot to me. Now, if you want to get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, my analysis in 3 days of live trading, definitely check out the Patreon, and that link will be down below in the description. And now let's get right into it, guys. So yesterday there was no video coming out from my channel. I was sick and still sick with sore throat, headache, and sneezing and all that crap. So hopefully that goes away within a day or two and I can make more videos for you guys. Now Netflix, we called it before when this thing was down here that 450 target, and above that watch out for 470. And boy oh boy, this thing actually delivered today. I mean, look at this move here. Yesterday closing above 450, that was bullish, and now today almost right now closing this gap at 470. Early as tomorrow, that's gonna be a big resistance to watch, and the gap 470. And if this thing gets a pullback from 470, then watch out for a pullback down to 5-day moving average right here, 454 to 450, and below that watch out for 438.42. Now Netflix on a pullback can hold 450 to 454, then watch out, this thing can go right back up and possibly get up to 500 by end of this month. But this run here so far, I mean, this is a big run. So I would like to see, and I think there will be a pullback on Netflix, but knowing that this thing can move really quickly, $5, $10, $20 within just a matter of days. So if this thing somehow breaks above 470, then watch out for a move up to this high 485 and then 500. Only on a pullback you want to watch this support down here, 454, 450, 438.42 on Netflix. On Nvidia stock, it's up 1.21% now. Usually I don't trade at around 2-3 p.m. I'm done early in the morning, but yesterday I took some calls right here, right at the support 482. And this thing paid. I got 490 calls for this Friday. And look at today, and this goes for my paid Patreon members. You saw it and you know it. 482, 480, that's a big level right here. And if you actually caught that dip today and just put a stop, 25%, 20%, your stop would never hit. And guess what? You could have made 200% right here on Nvidia today easily. From 483.30, not even touching exactly 482, this thing took off and now trading at almost 495. So guess how much money you could have made? All you have to do, buy the dip and put a stop. If you get stopped out, you take a small loss. But if this thing runs, guess what? Which one is better? Take a risk, take 25% loss, 20%, or take 200% profit on Nvidia. Do the math. I think I would go for 200% profit, and in that case, if I lose 20%, I'm fine with that. So that was a massive trade, and I had the levels out. It was off by $1 or $2 because I thought maybe this thing will come down to it will slightly get under 482. Sometime it happens, and then you can buy it and this thing will push higher. And look at it now, trading at almost 497. So what's for Nvidia? Definitely, I mean, straight up like a rocket, no pullback, nothing. We saw a bit of a pullback yesterday, but that is nothing. It's back up to 500 again. We have earnings next week from Nvidia, and that is something you should be watching. That is a market moving event next week, this earning from Nvidia. So going into tomorrow, guys, again, same level, but now we do have support at 490. 5-day moving average right here sitting at 490 and then 482. This thing can hold above 490, then watch out for 500 to 502.66. That's going to be retesting this previous all-time high and possibly going all the way up to 512 to 520, and that's going to be a new fresh all-time high on Nvidia. Only time if this thing breaks below 482, then watch out for 471 and then all the way down here 460. On Apple stock, it's up 0.90% now just a couple days ago. And I've been calling it that Apple can run even higher to close this gap right above 190. And guess what? This thing filling that gap completely today. I mean, look at this insane move from 165 going straight up. And that is why you're seeing the market going straight up also. Unless we get a pullback here on Apple, nothing is coming down. Now, on Apple, we do have support down here. It's around, I would say, 188. And only if that gives up, you're going to see Apple coming down and filling this gap at 186. And below that, we also have support down here at 183. But as of right now, it's holding 188. And as long as Apple can hold above, I would say 188 to also 187.27, 5-day moving average right here, Apple can move even higher up to this gap, 195.28. And that is going to be really stretching. I mean, this thing already getting really overbought. So I would like to see at least a pullback before heading higher to this gap, 195.28. But you know it. I mean, this is Apple, so it does not matter what I think. This thing can move again above 190. Watch out, 195.28. Below 190, watch for the support 188 to 187.27, and then the gap below 186 and then 183. On Amazon, stock is down 0.26%, and this was a fantastic trade that I got today here on Amazon, and this thing paid. I left maybe I would say about 70% profit on the table, and I got out because it was Friday expiration. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys what we got today here on Amazon and also on Meta. And here's my X account, and if you're on there, definitely give me a follow. And this was a fantastic trade that actually paid big money. Getting those calls at 9:35 a.m. and the alert came out at 9:36 that I got in. It was under 140. 140 calls went to the moon, over 200%. Now I did not get 200%, I got 110%. But look at this one here, guys. Meta. I got in just below 328. This thing came down to 326 and then exploded. I mean, this thing within just maybe 5-10 minutes trading at 331 and then went even higher. So Walmart, another one that we took, and this thing paid over 170%. Now all these trade ideas, swing trade ideas, and 3 days of live trading, that is available right on my Patreon, and you can also support the channel. If you want to join, check out the Patreon. That link will be down below in the description. So back to Amazon. Now tomorrow you want to watch the support down here around 141 and the resistance right here on top 143.60, and above that watch out for 146. Below 141 we do have strong support at 138 and then 135.58, and then the gap below around 50 SMA right here, 133.57. On Google stock, it's up 1.70%, and just like I said before, Google going all the way up to this gap, and look at what happened today, guys. Filling this entire gap right here on top, and now pretty much closing at the high of the day at 138.70. So next resistance on Google, 140, and then possibly 142. Now, if this thing gets a pullback, then watch out for the support 135 and then the gap below 134. We also have support at 131, 130, and then this gap down here at 127.74. So with earnings, this thing gap down, big gap down right here. And now, I mean, this market is just insane. Now we actually got two gaps to fill here on bottom. I mean, that is just insane. This thing gapping up and going up to fill that gap on top, and who knows when this thing might be coming back to fill all these gaps here on bottom, and not to mention these ones down here also. So watch out for the support 135, 134 gap, 131 support, 20 SMA, 130, and then this gap down here. Above 135, this thing can hit 140 and then 142. So that Meta trade, that cannot get any better than this. I mean, this is insane. I mean, look at this support right here, this line right here, 326. From there, this thing went up $8. And if you're buying 335 calls, I mean, it's pretty much in the money, guys. That was insane. So I left so much money on the table, but I'm happy that, finally this week I made some money in this market because there was absolutely no opportunity in this market to make any money. Everything was just going up. You short and you don't get paid because nothing is pulling back. Even if you buy time, nothing coming down. And this trade today was fantastic. This one, Walmart, and then Amazon. Now on Meta, if you look at my screen, again, just yesterday, a new 52-week high, guys, 338.40, and now it's trading above right here. 5-day moving average sitting at 332. So on a pullback, you want to watch 332, 326 as a support. To the upside, if this thing can hold above 332, then watch out for a move all the way up to 343 to 345. On Microsoft, it's up 1.76% and RSI off the page at 75, and this thing's still going. So let's go back and see how this thing actually can come down. Now, if you look at my screen, maybe for last 1 to 2 years, this thing gets up to around that level, 70 to 75, and then we see a pullback. So far, not happening, right? But I think it's right around the corner, and we could see a pullback on Microsoft. And people that are chasing, only thing I can say, do not chase this stock. You can chase anything else in the market, but do not go and chase Microsoft at this level. I mean, yes, now this thing above 375, the next target right up here around 383. Below 375, now we have support at 370, and then 366, 360, and then the gap below 357. On Tesla, stock is down 3.81%, and this is why I like Tesla, because Monday in my video, or actually Sunday, we called it out that Tesla rally is coming on Monday. We saw a massive rally followed by a gap up on Tuesday with CPI. This thing ran and ran from 205, guys, 205 to 246. That is a $40 move to the upside. And if you're subscribed to my channel, you know that before this inverse head and shoulder was playing out, I had it right here last week on Thursday right here that Tesla can come down here, fill this gap, and this would be a nice inverse head and shoulder, and then you're going to see Tesla going back up and filling this entire gap here at 242, and Tesla did that yesterday. And now this thing pulling back, which is healthy. Now we have support here on Tesla at 230. We got a bounce off of that level, 5-day moving average right here, and below that we also have the gap fill down here, 225.40. Now above 225 to 230, this thing can move higher again, back up to 242, and soon as that breaks, you're going to see more upside up to possibly 252 on Tesla, but that might be coming next week. On AMD, it's up 1.55%, and AMD going all the way up to 120 plus again today. Now AMD, I said it before, AMD can hold 118. And this thing again gave us a nice dip today, guys. Just like Nvidia came down to 116, just above 20 SMA, and this thing went back up and now trading close to 120. So on AMD, above 118, this thing can easily move up to 125, and that is going to be the next upside target on AMD. Now, AMD breaks below 118, that is when that's going to be concerning for a pullback, possibly down to 115 and then 110, which so far this thing holding, and I think there might be more upside, possibly going all the way up to 125 before getting a big pullback. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.